The city doesn't feel the same anymore.
Y'all mismanaging this, failing actually.
We need that money in my neighborhood.
$70 million. Y'all won't even put $1 million in one neighborhood.
Vote for the money for these immigrants today, and we coming for them seats. Yeah.
The conservative idea of shipping illegal immigrants all across the country to all of these sanctuary cities is probably the best political strategy ever conceived, because it now opens up the entire country to the pain all of the border states have been feeling. But now, of course, all those states that aren't used to dealing with this influx of people they now have to care for and provide for, now they start to see how painful it actually is. And it leads to them making some pretty crappy decisions, like, for instance, in Chicago, where they're choosing to defund the police just so they can aid more with illegal immigrants. So rather than turning people away at the border and forcing them to come into the country the right way, which of course means a vetting process, limited entrance, and of course striving to become an American citizen, rather than doing all that, we're just going to let them in by the millions. Also, Joe Biden can then go ahead and grant mass amnesty so they can go ahead and vote for Democrats in the future. But of course, Chicago citizens are really pissed off at this kind of stuff, and they ain't taking it anymore. So let's check out this crazy video.
The citizens of Chicago have a lot to say after the city council approved an extra $70 million to care for illegal immigrants. The mayor's office says nearly 40,000 of them have arrived in that sanctuary city since August of 2022. Try millions in Texas. Try that out. Well, they are a sanctuary city, Chicago, so what do they expect? They put out the shingle. Organizers of the recall movement need some 56,000 signatures to get the recall option on the ballot later this year. We'll be watching. Fox News political analyst and Chicago native Gianno Caldwell. Gianno, I did notice some anger in the room, but I also noticed some people with a plan.
Absolutely. And they are doing the right thing by saying we're coming directly for your seat, including you, Mayor Brandon Johnson. As Mayor Brandon Johnson's message, I believe, to Chicagoans has been quite clear. Get on the back of the bus. Now, that's everybody, but especially those black voters who are the reason he's mayor today. Get on the back of the bus. And these voters in Chicago, and I speak to a lot of them pretty regularly, pretty weekly, they're serious about voting for Trump. They're serious about handing the election in Illinois to Donald Trump, as you only need 20% of Cook County, which is within Chicago. That's Cook County, the county that encompasses the suburbs as well. He can win Illinois.
$70 million. Imagine what you could do with that. I mean, could you build new schools, hospital, improve roads, maybe even hire some more police to keep your citizens safe from the rising crime threat that is happening there in Chicago? But no, you're going to spend it all on illegal immigrants. And I'm guessing that's money you don't really have, because I'm doubting you're raising your taxes to cover this. And if you are, that makes it even worse, because you're admitting basically that these illegal immigrants are going to be a net drain on your society, on your city. And it is not a good idea to keep them there. But of course, what are the ramifications here? The Chicagoans could vote for Donald Trump. They're voicing their anger quite openly that they are pissed off and done with these leftist mayors, the people they elect and vote for time and time again, and keep getting the same result. And of course, in this case, they're actually going to say, you know what? What do we have to lose, as Donald Trump says, to actually try something different? Because clearly what's happening is not working. And that's why immigration is one of the top issues in America right now, because we have a few governors on the border who are willing to actually expose the rest of the nation to the stuff they have been dealing with for decades.
Now, the problem is for many of the Chicagoans there, they've been destitute for many, many years with services from the city. Since I was a kid, 14 years old, working in politics, people have been asking for help and resources, and they say they didn't have any until now.
Well, they had the resources. They just weren't spending them on you, the citizens. Okay, so you mentioned Trump, and you mentioned blacks in particular taking a look at maybe voting in their own interest. You know, I had lifelong Chicagoan Kata Truss on.
Turn Chicago red. We are so angry with Pritzker and with President Biden and with our mayor that we have decided that we're going to vote Republican this time around. Wow. That's just how angry we are. We are so angry that we are willing and going to turn our backs on the Democratic Party.
So what do you predict will happen? I know they want to unseat people. Will that actually happen? Because typically, as you get closer to voting day, everybody goes back to their silos and they get a few goodies or whatever from Democrats, and they're reminded that black people vote Democrat, and if you don't, you're not really black. President Biden said that. So what do you think will happen?
Well, you just look at the sentiment across the country. In Denver, that was recently asylum-seeking group who said just to give us 6 months worth of rent, food, cash, and all these other things is a slap in our face. For people who never committed a tax dollar ever, it's a slap in their face. But you turn that same mirror on in Chicago, and they see folks in their neighborhoods, places where they used to send their kids so they can be safe, park districts, a number of different entities that have been taken over by the migrant class, and people are upset, and rightfully so. I think we should be watching very closely what's going to happen in the DNC, because that message right there before the election is going to resonate very clear about how Chicagoans are feeling about the Democratic Party, especially bringing the migrants to the city, but many other issues like crime and others.
So that's an excellent point. You have people in these impoverished areas that are all of a sudden being inundated with illegal immigrants. And what are they seeing? Oh, free food, free housing, free everything for months on end. All those places their kids used to go to hang out, to be safe, to spend time after school, all taken over by illegal immigrants. So now everyone in the city is seeing that, oh, we are now second-class citizens, which honestly is what the black community has always been to the Democrats, just a base of reliable voters who will do as they're told and stay in their place, which of course I've never understood. Why the heck would you want to be that to the Democrat Party? So I'm thankful that these people are waking up to the craziness that the leftist side has to offer. They don't care about America. They don't care about American citizens. All they care about is their voter base, and this is the way they're going to get it. Let's hope the people in Chicago actually rise up and vote for their interest as opposed to against them, which of course means abandoning the Democratic Party. Please do that. So as usual, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.